Hey guys, we're reading Escape from Mr. Lemoncello's Library and we're on chapter 29. Oh man, said Kyle, leading his team around the balcony back to the young adult room. 9 library cards. This is fantastic. They'd gathered around a table. Okay guys, time for everybody to put their cards on the table, literally. The teammates set down their cards. Kyle spread out the 5 from the discard bowl. Akimi pulled out a pad and wrote all the information on one master list. Books and authors on the backs of the library cards. Number 1, Miguel Fernandez. Incident at Hawks Hill by Alan W. Eckert. No David by David Shannon. Akimi Hughes. One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish by Dr. Seuss. 9 Stories by J.D. Salinger. Number 3, Unknown. Number 4, Bridget Wadge. Tales of a 4th Grade Nothing by Judy Blume. My RTI Coyote Block guys were reading that book at school. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling. Number 5, Sierra Russell. The Egypt Game by Zilpha Keatley Snyder. And The Westing Game by Ellen Raskin. Number 6, Yasmin Smith Snyder. Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne. The Yak Who Yelled Yuck by Carol Pugliana Martin. Number 7, Sean Keegan. Olivia by Ian Falconer and Unreal by Paul Jennings. Number 8, Unknown. Number 9, Rose Vermeer. All of a Kind Family by Sydney Taylor and Scat by Carl Hyacin. Number 10, Kayla Corson. Anna to the Infinite Power by Mildred Ames. And Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein. Number 11, Unknown. Number 12, Kyle Keeley. I Love You, Stinky Face by Lisa McCourt. And The Napping House by Audrey Wood. Okay, so in a little bit, I'll post a picture of all of these books, and your challenge for today and tomorrow is to find one of these books and you can read it. You probably have some of them like little kids' books in your house. I know we have, I think, like 2 copies of The Napping House because my kids love that book. Wow, said Sierra, that's a lot of good books, but what do all those authors and titles mean? It means that we need Charles and Andrew and Haley's cards, said Kyle. Really, said Akimi? Because if you ask me, we already have way too much information. Well, said Kyle, maybe later we'll find a clue that tells us how to read this clue. And how are we going to do that, asked Miguel. Have you ever played this? Kyle pointed to the Bibliomania box. Nope, always wanted to. We were just about to get up a game. Does this have anything to do with finding our way out of the library? We sure hope so, said Akimi. Awesome. By the way, Kyle said to Miguel, what did you find in the art and artifacts room? Yeah, said Akimi, all those papers you kept trying to hide from us. Miguel grinned. The original blueprints for the Gold Leaf Bank building. Clever, said Kyle. That way you could look for old exits that might still exist behind new walls. Exactly. Find any extra exits? Asked Akimi. Nope, no hidden windows either. Yeah, what's up with that? How come they built this place with so few windows? To discourage bank robbers, I guess, said Kyle. Yep, said Miguel. The only way in was through the front door. The fire exits could only be opened from the inside, just like at a movie theater. The vault itself was all the way down in the basement. Mr. Lemoncello kept all that security, said Kyle, and added his own. So it would seem. Well, hopefully Bibliomania will lead us to some kind of alternate exit. And fast, said Akimi. Don't forget we're not the only ones playing this game. One of those other guys is probably halfway out the door already. Okay, said Kyle. Gameplay is pretty simple. You spin the spinner and advance your piece the number of spaces the needle points to. You move around the library and go into each of the 10 Dewey Decimal rooms where you can pick up a book by answering a clue card. If you guess wrong, you get a new clue card in the same room on your next turn. The person to fill 10 slots in their bookshelf and spin their way out of the library wins. It's sort of like Trivial Pursuit, said Sierra, and the questions aren't all that hard because they're mostly multiple choice. Let's hear one, said Miguel eagerly. The cards were separated into 10 multicolored mini stacks, one for each room. Kyle grabbed a green card. Okay, this is for the 800s room, literature. Deathly ill and pursued by ringways, Frodo Baggins was carried safely across the river Bruinen on the gleaming white elf horse of Glorfindel named Asphodel, Asloth, Alamarian, or Alglangel. I don't know, and I've even seen this movie and read the book, and I don't know the answer to that one. Akimi shook her head like she was having a brain freeze. What? I think the answer might be A, said Miguel. They're all A's, said Kyle. Ausfloss, said Sierra. It's from J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. Kyle flipped the card over and read the answer. You are correct, and you got a copy of Lord of the Rings to put in your bookshelf. So, Kyle, said Akimi, how exactly is knowing the name of an elf horse going to help us get out of the library? Maybe it's like a secret code, suggested Miguel, and the 10 book titles will form a sentence telling us how to get out. Possibly, said Kyle, but I see one problem. What's that? It's too random. Mr. Lemoncello would have no idea which 10 cards we might pick. Well, said Sierra, maybe there are only 10 questions, one for each room. Akimi grabbed the card stacks, fanned them out. No, they're all different. Hang on, said Kyle. He was remembering something about another game, Mr. Limoncello's indoor-outdoor scavenger hunt, how his mother had been able to write to the company and request a fresh set of cards. He turned to the video camera mounted in a corner. I'd like my library consultation, please. What's up, Kyle? Asked Miguel. I'm playing a hunch. The holographic Mrs. Tobin appeared behind the young adult's librarian desk. How may I help you, Kyle? My friends and I want to play Bibliomania, but we were wondering, is there a new set of cards? Yes, Kyle, there is. And a fresh deck of cards popped through a slot in the desk. And that is the end of chapter 29.